Hello, hello. Thank you so much for being super patient with me. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it. We're going to go ahead and do Leo. I wasn't quite ready for that, but I'll take that into consideration. So it looks like you guys might, let me turn this light on. There it goes. So it looks like you guys might be going through a time period where it requires a lot of strength and courage to overcome some type of obstacle. So it could even just be stepping into your own power. It's not like that being right there. I'm actually going to do that. Okay. You guys might actually be in the process of like reorganizing. Could be everything, like your space, your room, your place, like your mind even, like reorganizing your thoughts. So I do feel like you guys might have gone through a time period where you've been in isolation, you've been pulled, like you've cocooned yourself. And that could have been like, that reminds me of a very Virgo-like energy where it's just kind of like you isolate. Oh my gosh, my throat chakra, I have the hiccups right now. It's like every single time. It's always like my throat chakra's like, especially when I get sick. Like it always gives me trouble for about like 2.5 weeks after I get a cold. And that's been ever since I was a little kid, so. But, you guys might be struggling to communicate something as well. Like maybe you guys are neglecting to express how you feel in a certain situation, or like you're not acknowledging how you feel, or you're not communicating how you feel. It's kind of like that whole swept under the carpet type of energy. So you guys might be feeling a little bit like you're in this hermit type of mode because you're kind of being pushed to process whatever this is. So yeah, you have the Thunderbolt card as well, which is kind of like the Tower card for me as a reader. This is something that takes you by surprise. This is like an epiphany moment. It's like a resurrection, I just heard, where you basically are coming back to life from a situation. So if you've been like disconnected from like society and like friends and, family, and just kind of been like isolating in a way that maybe you don't like typically isolate yourself in, there's been like a need because like you had to yeah, see, wow, look at that, right on the bottom of the deck you have the healing card here. So this, like I said when I was bringing up the emotions, like this is some type of like an emotional epiphany where it's like you're realizing like, okay, like I might not have dealt with that the way that I could have dealt with that. Or it's like maybe you're the type of person that doesn't like to feel your emotions, but it's like you acknowledged it and you're like, yeah, okay, whatever, but then you like work and like you distract yourself and you stay busy, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like there's a purpose for whatever emotion that's coming to surface. There's a purpose for you to feel it, and I think it has to do with your own healing, because you're going through like a mind body soul transformation right now, and in order for you to like step into this, like I'm feeling like a Knight of Wands energy where it's like gonna come in real I'm just said real fucking quick, like it's gonna come in and this energy is just gonna like swoop you, and in order for this energy to come in gracefully, you have to like let go of some things, or emotionally let go of some things, and take some things out of your bucket. Because like what they're showing me is like somebody carrying around like 2 pails, but one of the pails has way too much in it, so it's causing you to become unbalanced. So you have to like empty out some of the what's in the other pail so that you can balance yourself back out again. And this is all for your own personal healing and transformation. Like, of course, maybe some of the things that you were feeling wasn't pleasant, could have to do with, past relationships, family relationships, friend relationships. It could even dip into childhood stuff where it's not really a pleasant thing that you're feeling, but you're doing the work internally, and then it's like you get this epiphany moment and you're just like, I got it. Like, I finally got it. It's like if something finally comes full circle and the final puzzle piece comes together. And I think it's funny because the next card that was on the bottom of the deck is Moment to Moment. And that is really living moment to moment, living in the now and not living in the past, but living right now and saying, right now I am abundant. Right now I am, taken care of. Right now I have everything that I need right now. That's awesome. That is really awesome. It might not feel awesome right now. Like, it might be a little bit confusing or sad even. Like, you might just feel, like, disconnected and, like, sorrowful. But it's like you're going to wake up and you're going to feel this burst of energy. But they want you to let it happen. Like, if you have to take time out, take time out. If you have to go to the beach for a day, go to the beach for a day. If you have to go to the beach for a week, go to the beach for a week. Like, take whatever necessary action that it is that you have to take in order to get to this place. Because it's for you. So yeah, we have receptivity. That's interesting. That's like a full, like, awakening. You're going to have, like, some type of creative energy that's just going to take over. You're going to feel like a whole new... You're just like, everything that once was is going to be broken down, and you're going to get hit with a new energy to rebuild. And this creative driving force is just going to kick in and take over. Like, you're really not going to have... Like, I truly... Like, I don't want to say that you're not going to have an option, but, like, this energy is going to be very strong. If you haven't had a job for a while, there's a reason. Like, there's a reason why you don't have a job right now. There's a reason why it keeps not working out in your favor, quote unquote. But see, watch your perception on that, because they wanted me to point that out, because your perception is everything. So if you feel like you're at a loss or you feel like you're at a disadvantage, then with the law of attraction, what you mentally feel and put out is what comes back. So the more that you can step into an abundant mindset, the better off you're going to be when this energy comes in, because it's going to give it an easier avenue to come through. Yeah, you're at the end of, like, another phase. Like, you're at the end of a phase in your life that is like an old contract. You're at a completion to something. You could actually either have Pisces in your chart, or you're connecting with a Pisces, where something, it's like somebody walked away from a contract, and it could have been like a soul contract, whatever it could be past pain. Whatever the case is, the number 27 is very prominent right now. This is a contract that you had to walk away from, and it could have caused you to kind of do that cocoon type of response where you just went inward. And it's like somebody recognized that there was a contract, but the other person wasn't aware of it or in tune with it, and because of that, there was something that got shut down in the process, and it caused somebody to kind of go into a hermit mode. But there's something, again, that needs to be dealt with when it comes to this connection, because there were hurt feelings, or like something needs to get acknowledged. And I think it's more on your part, like, you need to acknowledge it for yourself. Because let's face it, like, we're not always going to get what we ask for when it comes to other people. Like, we can't rely on other people to give us that satisfaction. Like, we have to be able to, comfort ourselves and to know, like, we did everything we could, or we did the right thing by moving on. Acknowledging, hey, like, I really have feelings for this person and it really hurt me. Just simply acknowledging that out loud, like, that does wonders. Instead of just saying, like, no, I don't like that person, like, they pissed me off, like, I'm not fucking talking to them. Instead of being like that, like, just be like, yeah, that really hurt my feelings, and then acknowledge your feelings in it and be like, yeah, I'm upset, or I feel resentful, or I feel backstabbed. So you're coming up on some type of a decision, and it could lead to a very prosperous avenue. Like whatever it is, you're being guided in a certain direction, but you have to make a decision. And I feel like this decision is going to come during an epiphany moment, because it's like you're going to have to pick, like, what am I going to step into? So I feel like if you've gotten like a recent spark of like creativity or like a new avenue that you want to pursue, whatever you're being pulled to and guided to is like an epiphany moment, and it kind of shakes your whole structure. So it could be something that you've never attempted before, but that you're like, you know what, I've always wanted to do this and I'm going to do it. And it could have taken some change or some like massive hills that you've had to climb. I'm feeling like very Capricorn like energy here, where it's like you're just plowing up this mountain and you're like, I'm not going to stop until I get to the top of this fucking mountain. Like, you are getting up the mountain and then you're going back down the other side and you are getting across it. Like, it's this determination that I'm feeling come off of this card. But it's going to lead you to some type of a crossroads where you are going to have to make a decision about which way you want to go. I'm actually going to pull these. Because, like, we have the Door to Value card here, and then we have the Unconditional Love card right underneath of it. So I think that that's very interesting, because whatever it is that you're going to be walking into, it's going to be fully abundant in a lot of different areas. Like, you're going to be relieved of financial constraints. You're going to have abundance. You're not going to have a lack of. And it's going to be, like, love of all aspects. Like, unconditional love from friends, family, community, like new relationships coming into your life. Like, it doesn't have to be romantic. It's just abundance all around of love. And I really feel like, yeah, see on the bottom of the deck, this is what's coming towards you. So yeah, you're getting a lot of spiritual insight, especially with the 7th chakra card. There's something that you're studying or that you're curious about. Or maybe it's like something that you've always been interested in reading about, but you've never like taken classes, but like you know a lot about it and it just comes naturally to you. There's a reason for that. And it's connected to your spirituality. Like, there's a lot of purple here. There's something that involves purple, like amethyst, purple, violet. Something very, very prominent about that. But it's like you have a knowing. You have a knowing when it comes to something. And that's really what it stresses. It's like, you know. Like, you're going to know what this is. You're going to know exactly what it is when it hits. You're just going to know. You're going to feel it. You might need, like, a day to sleep. My sinuses are acting up again, and so you might have, like, some seasonal allergies, or, like, you might be, like, experiencing, like, post-nasal drip, and that's not just because I'm sick. It's, like, I can feel it more, like, it's the way that my body's responding. You might have a food allergy. I'm getting pulled to food allergy. I don't know if you're allergic to gluten, or if you're allergic to lactose, or if you're allergic to... There's something in something that you're eating on a consistent basis that's affecting your sinuses and, like, your stomach. So, like, if you feel like you have a stitch in your stomach, like, pay attention to what you're eating throughout the course of the day. Like, if you happen to have a lot of dairy or cheese or bread and certain meats I'm being pulled to. You might even have a food allergy to a meat, like pork, chicken, beef. And it's just saying, like, be aware of that, because that might be affecting, like, your sinuses or, like, your ear, nose, and throat area and your stomach. So we have the Page of Wands. That's fresh, new energy. That's also innocence. There's an innocence to this card. Like, I always see an innocence to this card just because they're kind of like the way that they're sitting. It's just the way that they're sitting. There's something about a contract. It's like somebody knows something, and it's like they know it, they acknowledge it, they have it, but there's a decision that they have to make in order for their own well-being to go after something fresh. And it might involve walking away from something, but it's like you're walking away from some type of contract, or you're walking towards a contract. And it could just be a contract with yourself. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with soul retrieval, but that actually came to me. So somebody might be in the process of researching that, or in the process of doing that, which is great. So you have the Queen of Pentacles. This is a fresh new beginning. This is building towards stability. This is being very grounded. This is being very nurtured, being nurturing, having abundance, working hard, staying grounded, starting something passionately. It's a burst of energy. And it's like you take it and you run. Queen of Wands. Yeah, burst of energy, passion. Like, it's like you have, like, you're getting, like, lit up with, like, a powerhouse of power. You're stepping into something that attracts you. And you're, like, the energy that you're giving off is very attractive to other people, even if you're not purposely, like, doing anything. Like, if you're, like, you might not even, like, be anywhere on social media, but just people are drawn to you, like, even when you go out to the store, or, like, if you just, like, you know, run errands, it's like, you'll notice that people are having more conversations with you, or, like, seeking you out, looking at you, smiling at you, and it's because of the aura that you're giving off. And it's very positive. Very, very positive. So you have Libra energy, you have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, specifically Sagittarius energy, and then you have Queen of Pentacles. And give me 1 second, my dog is going to blast through the door. Hi, Reagan. Let me let you in, hon. Come on. Come on. Come on. You want to come in too? Okay. Oh, come on. I just closed it. Come on. What are you doing? You want to come in? Come on. Come on. I gotta shut the door, hon. Thank you. Hang on, eggs. Okay, sorry about that. He pushes the door open with his nose, and sometimes he gets indecisive and he doesn't know if he wants to come in the room or if he wants to go out of the room. So maybe you're feeling indecisive, like I said, with the indecision, which is kind of funny because it's like here with the indecision, like you're going to have a choice that you need to make, because with the Justice card right over top here, there's something that's trying to be balanced out. It's like karmic justice. Like you're getting some type of like burst of energy. It's like a release of something. Like maybe you're even at the end of like a Sorry, my dog is funny right now. Oh my goodness, what are you doing? Come on. Sorry about that. Okay, so yeah, you could be getting released from like an old karmic contract that maybe you've been in for a while, and it's like you're getting karmic justice because it's like you did something that the wheel turned in your favor, essentially. Because this is karmic justice. This is a lot of passion and grounding energy. Like this is, wow, you got all the queens. This is Empress energy. That's what I'm saying. Like, I really feel like you're like really in like an Empress type of energy, because you're coming out as the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, the Justice card, and the Queen of Swords. That's a lot of feminine energy. It's like really like stepping into your power, making decisions, going after what you want, staying grounded, and like karmic justice being on your side. Because like you're getting hit out of nowhere with like this energy that's just gonna, like, I don't know if somebody made you feel like you couldn't do something, or made you feel small, or made you feel like you weren't good enough, or I don't know, it's like I feel like there's an energy lingering that kind of threw you for a loop, and like you're just now shaking that, like you've had like an epiphany moment where you're like all the pieces of the puzzle fell together and you're like, oh my gosh, like whoa, wait a minute. And it's like all of a sudden you like wake up and you're like, holy shit, I'm moving forward, like I'm done, I'm moving forward, my energy shifted, like it's like an instant shift. Like you would fully 100% feel this. Like confidence through the roof in the most positive way. It's like you realized like maybe somebody wasn't any good for you, or you realized somebody was just a player, and it's like you spent a lot of time like maybe thinking that this person was like your person, or like maybe they are your person, but it's like this person is not, they didn't treat you right, they didn't respect you, and it's like they served a purpose in your life to teach you this, is really what it comes down to. Because like no matter what, you had a contract, but it's like the way that it fell out ultimately ended up in your favor, because you learned the most valuable lesson of it all, and that's self-love. Like you walked away from somebody, and it's like it could have hurt like hell to walk away from this person. It could have hurt like shit, and you're like, I don't want to fucking walk away from this person because I love them, I care about them, I know that they're special to me. But it's like at one point in time you're gonna hit this, and you're gonna be like, fuck that. I wish you the best, but I'm moving on. Regardless of what even the outcome is, like you're moving forward for you, and that's fantastic. 10 of Cups, yeah. See, that's crazy. 10 of Cups, that is emotional contentment, emotional fulfillment. Like having your 10 of Cups, like you're striving towards it. And it's like, you're like, you know what? I don't need somebody else to bring me a 10 of Cups. Like I am my own 10 of Cups. I am my 10 of Cups. I am the Empress energy. You have all three of the Queens out on the board. Like the only one you're missing is the Queen of Cups, but you have the 10 of Cups. You see what I'm saying? So it's like there's emotion here. There's emotional contentment. There's passion. There's nurturing. There's grounding. There's logic. Then you have the 3 of Cups. That's celebration for me. This is having a really good group of people that surround you, like really good friends, really good family, like really good connections. Like maybe you're even dating and it's like you're just having fun with it, and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna get back out there and I'm just gonna date around. And you're doing it well. Like you're connecting with people who are really positive because you're vibrating on a positive level, and because you're vibrating so high, you're attracting other people who are vibing high, and then you're all vibing high, and you're like a whole new world. I don't know what that's from. I think that's a Disney movie. Yeah, you're getting karmic justice when it comes to soulmate connections. Now, there is another story that I am kind of seeing where it's like if you were dealing with somebody who had multiple females, again, karmic justice is on your side. So, you as the viewer, because that's who I'm reading for. And it's like you're going to cut something out because you recognize what's going on here. Like you recognize that there are other people in the mix, and you're like, nope, I'm moving on because I want my 10 of Cups. So, and by doing that and respecting yourself enough to do that and loving yourself enough to do that, you walk right into like new soulmate connections that are like way more positive, way more like high vibrational. It's karmic justice. That's really what it is. It's something that you're very passionate about. Like you might even meet somebody new who you're extremely passionate about, who ultimately triggers all of this to kind of catapult. Because it's like you're minding your own business. Yeah, so like with the 3 of Wands here, that tells me that it's like your ships are already coming in. Like it's already in the process of coming in. You're just like working out this tail end of whatever it is that you're leaving behind, coming out of that isolation. And you might be struggling to communicate, but don't struggle to communicate, because you need to speak your truth. And speaking your truth might just be as subtle as journaling and writing like I am statements or like I feel statements. But it's like your ships are coming in and you're playing your cards right because you see something very valuable, but you're also recognizing that love doesn't just come from like one area in your life. Like you're recognizing that love comes from all different angles, like universal love, like the love of God, the love of the universe, the love of source, whoever you source from. Like you're recognizing that's unconditional love, and that's the love that you need to feel whole, not from another person around you or some fuck boy who can't even, text you back because they're in 3 other girls' DMs. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's a player type of energy where it's like maybe you didn't want to believe that this person was a player, but it was a lesson, and it was a good lesson no matter which way you look at it, because ultimately you learned the best gift of it all, and that's self-love, and that's something that nobody can take away from you. Yeah, we have the Chariot here. This quick moving energy, like something's coming directly towards you. 8 of Wands on the bottom of the deck, like I said, something's coming towards you. Emperor right underneath of it. You could have an older person who's coming towards you with communication, or you could be walking into a new connection with somebody who has their shit together because you have your shit together, is really what it comes down to. Because when you're vibing high, you can attract other people who are vibing on the same level that you are, because then when you have, like, when you surround yourself with low vibrational energies, you get stuck and it feels muddy and it feels gross and it's like you feel stagnant. But when you start surrounding yourself with people who vibe high, like, the amount of doors that open for you are beyond the capacity of even understanding, because it's like you don't see it coming, and it's like, wow, like all of a sudden, boom, 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 all these things line up for you, and it's just like all you had to do was release whatever this was, because it's really a lesson in recognizing where love is in all areas of your life, like recognizing it beyond just romance, beyond just a soulmate connection, beyond just somebody who, mentally fucked with your head for a really long time. Like, you're putting that aside, and you're really looking at things from a different perspective, which is absolutely 100% beautiful. So I wish you the best of luck, and thank you again so much for your patience, and I hope that these messages helped. So take care.